this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your daily horoscope and energy reading for an energy shift that is going to be happening today. And that energy shift is going to be the Sun and Mercury aligning in Scorpio at about 24 degrees. So I want to talk a little bit about the energy shift at the very beginning of this. And as you know, I always like to then cover how it's going to affect your Sun, your Moon, and your rising sign. So for you, when the Sun and Mercury align, that is your thought process, your day-to-day thinking. That is how you process information, how you interpret information. That's Mercury. And then the Sun is your core, your inner desire, your deep passion, your yearning, your purpose, your focus, the way that you essentially drive your car every day internally, are going to align in Scorpio. So Scorpio is a very intense energy. And when we're talking about alignment of the way that we think and our core with this Scorpio energy, that means that we really need to get down to what we deeply want. This is a very emotional time. It is a time of revelation. It's a time of transformation, a transformation of how you think, a transformation of how you align yourself with the way you think. It's also a regeneration of things that you passionately desire. You want to put the energy into that. You want to put the thought into that. You're trying to figure out exactly what this means for you. And that in itself is just a journey all its own. And it can take a lifetime to really honestly align yourself with what you authentically want, because we're so programmed to want things, right? We're so programmed to want specific looking partners and types of partners, and we're so programmed to, like, what do we drive and where do we live and what makes a successful human being on this planet. We're programmed. So this is about aligning what you deeply want with what is authentic to you. And that can be a little bit of a transformation process, especially if you are used to being a collective thinker. So Scorpio is going to go in and it's going to dig deep and it's going to ask us some really intense questions. We're going to have a lot of internal questions. This is this Mercury day-to-day thinking stuff that we'll be dealing with. And that's okay for us to be thinking about all of this. And there will be a lot that brews beneath the surface. Also, you are going to feel like communicating about these desires, these wants, these needs, and you're going to want to be authentic about it. Now, here's the thing, because you're still trying to process what it is you want. It's going to take us a while to get out of the thinking of the way that we were thinking about things and align with this new energy, this new ego, and this new self. So allow this process. I love that the Sun and Mercury are going to align and have a beautiful conversation. 24 degrees is a beautiful degrees. We're getting toward the ends of those energies. We're starting to accumulate the data more. We've had time to think it through, process it. And now it's time to align our thoughts with our authentic self. And so that can bring for some very, very interesting relationship dynamics and dynamics where we're talking about what we want. It can bring for some very, very interesting conversations. It can bring out secrets. It can bring out suppressed desires, and it could really ignite a new way of thinking. This is a very, very intense energy. I can't wait to tell you guys how it's going to affect your Sun, your Moon, and your rising sign. Hi Scorpios, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Mercury and the Sun aligning in Scorpio. And for you, all of this is going to be happening in your first house. Now your ruler, which is Mars, is going to be in Libra. That's going to be in your 12th house. We all know 12th house is that house of like karma and reckoning, and it's the house of suffering, and it's the house of working things through. It's a house of working behind the scenes. And then your other ruler, which is Pluto, is in your 4th house. And for you, that's home and family and roots, that sort of stuff. We'll get into all that. So for you, Mars in Libra is going to be conjunct Venus in Libra. So this is a lot of 12th house work in partnership energy, unions, work unions, relationships. If you have partnerships in work, it could have something to do with that. So this is about aligning yourself and aligning yourself, your ruler, with your heart and the passion that you put into relationships and the desires that you have from those partnerships, those unions. Or honestly, it's about reflecting back and taking a look at your past relationships and what did it take from you and what did you learn from it and what were the karmic relationships and what was the meaning behind all of that. And then it's about opening up your thought process about revealing what it would be like to transform those situations and to moving forward energy. This isn't about staying stuck or accumulating the data and feeling bad about it. It's about moving forward in that. It's about bringing forward fear that you have. Maybe some of you have fears about relationships, fears about unions, fears about feeling comfortable in these unions, fears about what you lose, how you lose yourself in unions. So it's about acknowledging, it's about aligning the, if you're honest with yourself, it's about taking a look at those partnerships and knowing what they take from you, but knowing that you have ultimate control over how you think. Like, nobody's going to take control of your life and detour you in the way that you think, the way that you structure your life, the way that you move forward on a day-to-day basis. That won't happen again. It'll never happen again, because you have learned several lessons from some of your closest partnerships. They have revealed where you are deficient and you have learned. So I feel very confident that as that awakening happens in your life, as you acknowledge that there was some weaknesses and some vulnerability in relationships, you now know that you really will never succumb to those same stands in relationships, and it'll allow you to get closer to family. Some of you may have had some vulnerabilities in relationships with family members. And so some of you, as you're allowing people back into your life, you're selectively allowing people back into your life. There are boundaries that you're pretty firm in, especially when it comes to family, and that you're not going to ever blur. Like, it's either this way and that's it. You have control over that outcome, or it's not going to be tolerated moving forward. So I think you're going to be pretty firm in that. I think communication is the key. I think as you're opening yourself up and you're feeling more confident in the way that you align yourself with, because we're talking about this moon in Capricorn. It's training Mars in Libra. So Mars is passion, and the moon is emotion, and Venus is heart, right? It's how you love. And so you're aligning all of that. It is about opening yourself up to, and some of these family members could have tested boundaries that I want to say, and this could go back to like especially a mother. If there was a mother in your life that had really tested some of your boundaries in your past, this is about opening yourself up to that and knowing that there's no control in that situation anymore. You are the one that has control over that. Now, Pluto in Capricorn is going to be in your 4th house. So the 4th house is your home and family. More importantly, it is about structuring your home environment. This is about making a home for yourself mentally. This is about interpreting where you came from. This is about acknowledging the deficiencies in your home. But this is about moving forward with those deficiencies and creating a positive outcome from them. Again, I want to say that this has something to do with a mother, or a mother that may have used to take away some of your power in the past. I want to say that this is stuff that's really on. It could be suppressed. It could be something that comes up during this event. A realization, and then you interpret it and you take a look at it, and you're smart enough to understand that, okay, fine. Crap happens. Everybody grows up with baggage. Everybody has something they go through. Everybody has a family dynamic that's not ideal, even if it's with a nurturing energy, such as the mother. But just acknowledging it and knowing that that will never happen again. You have ultimate control over your destiny, and there are hopes and dreams and wishes that you have as far as in positive outcomes. And so don't get lost in energy that has nothing to do with anything moving forward. That's past-based energy. That's 12th house energy. That is energy. We can only learn from our past, but we can't change our past. Our past was our guided path. And as we went through our guided path, we took information and we suppressed what we couldn't handle at the time. And if information comes up during this time that is difficult and makes you pull back, then I say follow your heart and your gut. Now let's look at this on an energetic level. An energetic level would mean that in the past, I think you felt vulnerable to opening your heart up. And when you did that, that's allowed you to suppress some of your desires. As we move forward in energy, we're going to start to peel away at these parts of us. We're not going to have an option. We're not going to have an option to just deny ourselves things that we deeply desire. That's not. In fact, all the Scorpio energy is going to make it impossible to deny you what you deeply desire. This is your energy. This is all about transformation. This is all about moving forward. This is all about having an emotional approach to this. You're going to be highly intuitive in this energy. You can trust anything that you think about. You can trust where the energy leads you. This is about guiding you specifically. It's all Scorpio energy. So moving forward, if you feel like you need to make a decision, and you need to make a decision about family, even if it's on an internal level, even if it's something that you're doing deep within, know that you're making the right decisions. I see there's something in family that you're not aligned with. And that I think you need to figure this out. So let this energy come into you and flood you with some of this Uranian energy that I see in a square here. It could be shocking. It could be breaking news. It could be very, it could be where you individualize yourself from your family. Yes, you grew up with these roots. Yes, you had this social aspect, influence to the way, what made you who you are, but it's about liberating you from the group, from your roots, from your home and ancestral environment. And it's about moving forward and you being an individual in your own energy. It has nothing to, I grew up with a horribly abusive dad, but I've never hit my kids. I don't hit my kids in anger, because that would just kill me if I ever turned out to be anything like him. So I individualized myself from my situation. It doesn't mean what you grew up with doesn't mean that's who you're going to become. You have the right to break free, to rebel, to liberate yourself at any moment. from these social cliches that are out there saying that that's what you have to become. It's a beautiful energy, lots to think about, lots to fester, lots to look about your hopes, your dreams, your wishes moving forward. This is about forming really strong partnerships, really strong foundation with family, but individualizing yourself and knowing that you can do this on your own. Thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Sagittarius, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Mercury and the Sun aligning in Scorpio. And for you, all of this is going to be happening in your 12th house. So your ruler, Jupiter, is going to be in Virgo, which is in the 10th house, and then all this event is going to be happening in your 12th house. So the Sun and Mercury in the 12th house are going to be sextiling Jupiter in Virgo. So we're talking about the 12th house. The 12th house is that house of reckoning. It's the house of fate. It's the house of karma. I think in this energy, it's more the house of fate than it has to do with karma or, deep unconscious, suppressed, things that we have sitting in there. I think that this has more about aligning yourself, specifically the life path destiny that you are making for yourself, aligning it with fate. This is about a message. This is about a deep awareness. This is about a thought about how you are to move forward. This is about taking a look at your life and you need to make sure that your core, your sun, your day-to-day thinking, the things that you do, the rituals that you do on a day-to-day basis, right? This is about aligning it all with your outcome, with what fate has had in store for you, if you believe in fate, which I deeply do. So this is about possibly conversations that give you some sort of insight or an epiphany or an awakening or some information that kind of stirs inside of yourself and makes you deeply take a look at your life on a very broad outlook. This isn't about what you've been doing in your past. 12th house work is definitely past work. It's accumulative work. It's looking at your life at the point that it is and accumulating it up to how you got here. Absolutely, it's that. It's also about taking a look at your life and aligning it with purpose and meaning and forward thinking and how you're going to persevere in the long run. So we're talking about dredging up some stuff. Anytime you deal with 12th house work and Scorpio work, you're really dredging up where we have blocks, where we have fears, where we have limitations, and unlocking those energies so that we don't have those festering within us. At times, what can happen is we have Uranian energy in here, quincunxing this, your ruler, and Uranus is in here in the 3rd house. So this could mean information that comes up that is not well received or that challenges your thought process or your direction that your life is going up till now. This is very introspective energy. This is behind the scenes energy. This is thinking energy. So the moon and Pluto during this event are both going to be in the 2nd house. This is about aligning yourself. This is about setting up. This is so big for me. When I feel your energy, it's very deep. It's very, regenerative and absolutely a death of a mindset, I think. It's a death of a limiting mindset. Moving forward, you are moving away from a limitation and you are moving forward in a direction that I think up till now has been challenging for you. This is about releasing yourself from old ways that I don't think serve you anymore. And this is about, I think the realization happens for you on an emotional level, on an emotional level where it makes you vulnerable. There's something in your life that causes you to be, I mean, I think that, okay, so I think that the way that you used to move forward was very headstrong, very forward, very fast moving. But I don't think that you move forward like that anymore. I think in this energy, especially 12th house work, we're moving forward after we've thought it through. We're being very methodical in our thinking. We're taking a look at things. This means a lot to you. What's going on in your life is transformative. It's imminent change. There's no going back. Whatever is going on in your life, you can't go back to that mindset ever again, because you are not this, you will not be the same person moving forward. And I don't know what it is for you, because it's so deeply personal to a Sagittarius and their journey that they're walking on. But I do say that whatever it is, it's good. It's good, and it's transformative, and it will pay off in dividends. I can tell you. I don't think that this is tangible dividends as much as when I talk about value. I talk value to me, of course. Unfortunately, I have Saturn in my second house. I mean, I have Saturn in Taurus energy in values. So when I look at value, I don't look at it as tangible. I look at it as internal. It's very intangible. It's a value that we place on ourselves, that we know that we deserve moving forward. So something in your life is challenging you on a deep level, that's causing you to turn inward, causing you to take a look at your life as a whole. Of course, and you have Saturn in Sagittarius right now, which is really taking a look at your life and looking at your purpose and looking at your outcome. And it's really, honestly, you're at I feel like such a metamorphosis energy in this. It is something that will change what you're passionate about, but I don't think you know it yet. It's something that will deeply align you with your purpose and your outcome. But I think that it's almost like you're in this energy. You have this Uranian moment, right? This realization, this awakening, this moment where I believe that it will challenge the way that you think, and you will get a very unique perspective on this event that's happening in your life. It's something that is very bizarre. I think what it is it's a bizarre thing that happens in your life, and you look at it and you're like, why did I just go through that? And not only why, but what did it mean? What did it mean in the grand scale of my life? What did it mean to me? I think that's really challenging you. The information that comes forward is very revealing to you, but it's something that you have to interpret, internalize, and then take it to the next level. And when I feel your energy, Scorpio energy is very hard energy for me to feel on this level, because this is almost like you're dealing with a dark aspect, a dark part of you, a dark, a revealing side of you. I see, when we're moving forward, we're looking back at the past and we're wishing we made different decisions. And that's hard. I hate feeling energy like this, because when I feel it like this, it makes me feel like some of you are sad about what's going on and sad about what you need to move forward with. Now, I do want you to know that I see wonderful things come from all of this introspection, and it aligns you with fate, and it aligns you with your outcome. I think when I see energy like this, I want to say that this energy reminds me of, and this sounds terrible to say out loud, but if I'm honest, I will. When a child gets taken and they get murdered or something terrible happens to them, And then the parents move forward with, okay, there's a deficiency in this law. And you know what? It didn't serve the greater good. These parents go in from this tragic circumstance and create a law that empowers a victim. And I feel that that's what's happening. It's going to empower you from this challenging aspect, and it'll align you with fate. It'll align you with your destiny. You will be stronger, and you will become a much more fuller individual from this. Bless you very much. I'm so sorry. I hate giving readings like this, but when I feel it, and I'm just going to say it, and you guys can hate me later. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hi Capricorns, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Mercury and the Sun aligning in Scorpio. And for you, all of this stuff is going to be happening in your 11th house. Now, the 11th house is a beautiful house. It's the house of hopes, dreams, and wishes, which my fave. But it's also the house of friendships, social networking, groups, organizations. And your ruler is going to be in the 12th house at this time of this alignment. So Saturn in Sagittarius is going to sextile Mars in Libra and Venus and Libra all in your 10th house. So we're talking about 10th house work and 12th house work. So when we're talking about this kind of work happening in aligning with your authentic purpose in life, because that's your sun, right? And then with Mercury, that's your day-to-day thinking, how you process information daily, how you interpret it daily. When it's aligning with all of that, that is about asking you the questions, are you moving forward in positivity with your fate, your destiny, with your life path purpose? And that's a big question to ask, because this also has to do with the partnerships that you're aligning yourself with. To me, although, yes, this is all Libra-based energy, and yes, it could be in partnerships loosely, I feel deeply this has to do a lot with work. It has to do a lot with aligning balancing out your obligations with your career, life path, destiny, with your family, with the partnerships in your life, with your work-based partnerships. This is about making sure that you're hitting all areas. This is about making sure that you're socializing and you're getting out there and you're doing the networking that you should be doing to align yourself with your ambitions, what you hope to be, what your desires are, with your outcome, with your absolute outcome. So Mars and Venus being in here is asking you to balance out your situation. When we're doing 12th house work, when Saturn's sitting here in the 12th house, it's opening you up. It's broadening your perspective in all of this Sagittarian energy. This isn't about so much as you zoning in and honing in on an outcome and it actually working out. This is about something coming in, and sometimes a Uranian moment coming in, spicing that situation up, and it aligning you a little bit abstractly, so sometimes, yes, you're going in the right direction, but you need a Uranian moment in here every once in a while to really make sure that you have that reality check, that you're doing what you should be doing, that you're aligning yourself with the correct partnerships, relationships, that you're aligning yourself, you're networking yourself. So sometimes what you have a tendency to do is you zone in on what you want, and then you get very direction oriented, and you often forget some of the most important things, and that is relationships, crucial relationships in your life. So this is about aligning yourself with all of that. Now, this is a lovely aspect. It is highly supported in the universe. So it may shake up in a positive way. This is about getting your day-to-day thinking online with and interpreting your environment. So what you're going to take a look at is you're going to take a look at your relationships and your partnerships and who you're aligning yourself with, and you're going to make sure that they can help you reach that level, that next level of recognition that you want to. So you want to make sure that your partnerships in your life can support that. So I want to say that at the point of where you're at when this transit starts, when this alignment starts, it's kind of like a jolt in this area. So whenever we have Scorpio energy in such an informative area in our lives, this is about aligning our deep desires with how we're processing our environment daily, how we're moving forward, how we're having conversations with people, how we're aligning ourselves with friendships, how we're networking. Are we making sure that we're doing all things at the same time? Super hard, sometimes can be very frustrating, and sometimes can align us with the frantic side of life, with the high risk side of life. So what you need to do is you need to make sure that you're effectively aligning yourself with friends that support you, people that you can talk to. Friends often, okay, so people or others, especially friends or partnerships, often give us a mirror in front of us and tell us where we are at. So like, say if we have a lot of dysfunctional relationships in our life, then we are at a point of dysfunction. Say if we have, if we're very goal-oriented, often we have goal-oriented friends. We really usually surround ourselves with who we intend to be. Sometimes if we are out of alignment, then we're aligning us with challenging relationships that and friendships and social forums that challenge our the way that we're interacting, and that can point out deficiencies in us. So this is all very positive. Here's an interesting aspect that happens with you, and Neptune is going to square Saturn. So to me, this suggests in you that there is something that you need somewhat of a reality check-in, which is why I see so many balancing issues in your actual reading. So you need to make sure that you're aligning yourself correctly. And so if you're having some challenging relationships or some challenging friendships or some challenging relationship or friendship dynamics, then often what that means is that you need to take a look at where you are at in life, because they're good barometers. And so if you are not in balance, and often our relationships aren't balanced, so take a look at them, see what they're saying to you, and then take a look at you and see how you contribute to this cycle of chaos that could be in your life. And I want to say that your outcome you're not quite aligned with your outcome. Okay, so it is a really positive transit. It's a lot of information that you need to absorb and interpret. That will evolve over time, but I do believe that there's an outcome that you want. It's a balancing act that I don't think you're quite on board with. Like, I think you want something and you're working really hard to get it, and it's kind of a tangible or a social status outcome. But I think it is not in alignment with your closest and deepest relationships. So perhaps you're putting a lot of energy and, or maybe you're looking at your life and you're thinking, and you're not really paying attention to the closest partnerships in your life because you're really trying to figure out and interpret all this data. And so you're very introspective. Anytime you have 12th house work like this, you're very introspective, and you're trying to figure out your career, life, path, destiny, and you're trying to get to your goal, or that social realm, that status realm that you're trying to get to. It can cause you to be very introspective. And so I want to say that you have a really good idea about what you're doing, but I think it's about balancing life, balancing relationships, balancing friendships, balancing it all out with family and outcomes and social status and the recognition that you work so hard to get, but that you deeply desire. So there's a challenge in this particular energy. Don't let it get to you. Again, whenever we have a transit, where we start off with is not often where we end up. It's like the ignition to moving forward. So just take a look at this. Don't let this energy get to you. It is about moving forward. It is really positive, and you are going to love what comes out of this energy. Thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hi Aquarius, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Mercury and the Sun aligning in Scorpio in your 10th house. And for you, this is your career, life path, destiny. So this is where you get fulfilled in life. This is where you reach. This is where the roots of your tree are in your 4th house, and your career life, everything you strive for, is in your 10th house. It's like the branches of your tree. And this is where you experience personal growth. This is where you set goals, both professionally and personally. This is where you get ego gratification. And for you, the 10th house is I feel it's a little challenged. Now, Uranus is Uranian. So, I know. And it is spicing up your life a little bit. So, Uranus is in your 3rd house, and that is your house of communication, but that's also your house of thinking, analyzing, interpreting your environment, interpreting your day-to-day life, and making sure that it aligns with what you want. It's about sharing your thoughts. It's about communicating what you're going through on a day-to-day basis. And right now, it's aligned with your Sun. And this is all in Scorpio energy. So this is asking yourself some deep, very probing questions about, is your life, is it going in the direction that you want it to? Are you feeling liberated in this energy, or are you feeling suppressed? And are you feeling like you're being held back? And when you specifically are feeling like you're being held back, you're being repressed, you're not allowing yourself to express yourself fully, you have Uranian moments to the 10th degree. And so what you do is you become very explosive and combative, and you demand that you get the freedom and the outcome that you want, and you can fall into the lower vibrations of Uranian energy. So Uranus right now, in this energy, is in opposition with Venus in Libra, and it is squaring off with the moon in Capricorn. So for you, you need to feel useful. You need to feel productive. And you need to have conversations that generate specific results. But I don't feel like you are being taken seriously, or that the conversations that you're having with people, I don't feel like you feel like you're valued, or that what you're saying is valued enough. And so that can make you be very combative. There is a need to streamline, to be very efficient, to be very goal-oriented in your life. And yet there is something, and this moon is very introspective. You want an outcome, but for that outcome to happen, there needs to be a very serious discussion about it. And you're going to be laying down some boundaries, and you're going to be very direct about what you're trying to say. But a change is not only eminent, but absolutely necessary for you to move forward. Now, Saturn in Sagittarius is going to be in your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, networking, friends. It is going to be conjunct Jupiter in Virgo. And this is very true to what the cards say to me. What the cards say to me is that there is a change that is necessary. Not only necessary, but absolutely imminent. It will happen. Whether you want it to or not, it will happen. And so what this is going to do is then open up something having to do with a partner, a union, a partnership having to do with work. It could be anything, or a partner in a creative endeavor, but it's definitely having to do with a union or a partnership. So an imminent change is absolutely going to happen. And it could be an imminent change in, come here, honey. Come here. In transformation, but I think before transformation happens, something negative or something ignites it to make it absolutely imperative that I think what's going to happen is it's going to be a reality check, and then it's going to be a conversation about that reality check. And that it's honey, okay. So I definitely think that you're going to be unwilling to consider certain perspectives, because this is in quincunx square energy. This is in your emotions and in moving forward and in expansion of yourself. So this change is not going to probably feel, optimum, I would say. Now, if I'm looking at it from an energetic point of view, that was the astrological side of it. You're feeling suppressed, held back, protective. And this change that is imminent, I think you feel is coming. Look, anytime you have this Scorpio energy and it's aligned with your sun and it's in Mercury, it is very intuitive energy. So you know a change is coming. You know there's a need to move forward, and you know that it's going to impact a relationship that you're in. And and I think moving forward, it could be a secret or knowledge, or maybe something that was hidden from you, is definitely part of this, and it's going to affect you emotionally. It could mean something that you thought was going in a specific direction and it wasn't, and there's a realization in that. And so I think that can affect the relationship. This is definitely not going to be something that makes you feel very aligned, and it's going to knock you off balance a little bit. And it's going to change what you're passionate about, how you passionately move forward. Look, in order for you to move forward and be aligned in your hopes, dreams, and wishes, sometimes, I know that this is happened in my life. I'm 45 years old, and when I think I'm going in a specific direction, sometimes a sudden jolt and an awareness in a certain area can make I veer in a different direction. Obviously, if there's an obstacle in your road, you swerve to avoid it, or if it's a flat tree, you have to take a different direction. And so I feel like you're in an energy where a tree fell in your road and you're taking a different direction in this energy. Because you're not a soul, you don't need anything holding you back or blocking you from progression, or if you are at a self-protective moment, then you need to analyze why you are there. I believe that maybe a friend, or a friend of a friend tells you something, some information that's very pivotal in changing the direction of where you're going. Or maybe it's a neighbor. A neighbor could have some information about your personal situation that you weren't privy to, or a sister or a brother or a sibling of yours. And it could really honestly change the outcome. Sorry, I knocked something under there. But change the actual outcome of of the way that you were thinking. Very important conversations are going to happen. You need to free yourself from this situation, and there's a lot of information coming at everybody, and this is make or break it type of information. This is really honestly realizations, secrets being revealed. This is an awareness. This is an awakening energy. So just know that if something comes up that doesn't sit quite right, it was on purpose. I mean, there was a point to it. It was fated. It was a fated or karmic relationship, or maybe somebody that comes to you with some information that's fated to change your direction, because inevitably there's fate involved. There's a purpose for you. There's an outcome for you. There's an alignment with somebody for you as well. So if you're going in the wrong direction, often these situations can change our fate. Anyhow, thank you guys so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hi Pisces, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Mercury and the Sun aligning in Scorpio. So anytime you get Mercury and the Sun to align, it aligns you with how you deeply want and think and desire an outcome. It's like it aligns you with your internal barometer. So it aligns your thinking with your internal barometer. So it's a time to take a check and take a look at your life and just see if it's going in the direction that you truly want it to go. Now, Pisces is working off of the 9th house energy, and Neptune in Pisces is going to be conjunct with Chiron in Pisces. So this is the healing energy. This is about Chiron, the great wounded healer, really exposing yourself, having you outwardly appear to this vulnerability. And this vulnerability, you're trying to align your wounds and how you move forward with what you want as an outcome. So your wounds are learning tools. They're momentum. They're how we have enough pain associated with something to make changes. And for you, all of this work is happening in Sagittarian, Saturn and Sagittarian energy. It's squaring off with it, and it's quincunxing Venus and Libra energy. This is about transforming and changing our personal relationships to align us with what we deeply want and desire on a daily basis. This is about reality checks in these areas. This is about, to me, this is about broadening your perspective and taking a look and making sure that it really aligns with what you deeply want as an outcome. This isn't about superficial relationships that you have for now. This is about long-term, long-range goals with somebody that really allows you to feel full in that relationship. And that's really important to you at this point. So you're grasping new theories and concepts in this. And as these wounds are churning and as you're being exposed to these vulnerabilities, as that happens, it really opens you up to where you're vulnerable. Now, these vulnerabilities can be somewhat, I think, at times unsettling, especially when you're a Pisces, because, okay, so first of all, Scorpio energy, because Mercury and the Sun are aligning in Scorpio, this is about digging deep. This is about, because all this water energy, and especially Chiron, is flowing through you and is cleansing the deep, dark parts of you. It's flushing those out of you, and it's filling you with purified energy. And I really love this energy for you. You are a special soul in the universe when this is happening. It is like you're getting just a high five from the universe of like, let's purify you because you have a special purpose. And that is when we're trying to align you with the 10th house. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the 10th house. Now, the 10th house can mean father energy. So maybe there was a father that had, or a authority figure in your life that had a lot of influence on you. It could be good and it could be bad. So if some of you have bad influences, bad things that you picked up from your father, it's about purifying and redefining that and aligning you with the better parts of that authority figure's energy, because that authority figure was supposed to develop you, supposed to be in your life, supposed to give you a high vibration as well as a low vibration. This is also very ambitious energy and motivating energy for you. This is about momentum. This is about pushing forward. This is about where you receive ego gratification. So it's about transforming your life in those areas. So if there was a father figure in your life that really gave you some, sorry, somebody's at my door. I'm trying to get through your reading. Then I think, just a minute! Oh, hold on a second. Sorry about that, guys. My son just got home and he had his friend with him and forgot his keys, so I had to answer the door. Anyhow, so Saturn in Sagittarius is going to be in the 11th house, and it is going to be quincunxing Neptune, and it's going to be quincunxing Jupiter and squaring off with Neptune. And so for you, there's a big transformation in the way that you look at your outcome. So the 11th house is the house of hopes, dreams, and wishes. I prefer to look at it that way, and I know pretty much all you little Pisces will look at it that way too, but it is the house of networking, and it's the house of friendship, but it's also that house where we create dreams, where we create hopes, where our imagination festers and creates and generates new ideas. And so I really like this house because for you, this house feels like home for you. This energy is starting to feel back to normal. When you get energy, when you've had your planet in retrograde for so long, it's hard to get those creative juices flowing. It's hard to, not be self-protective of energy when we are so used to that energy being a reality check. But you're not in that energy anymore. So even you're going to keep that, the square that you're going to feel is you want your hopes, dreams, and wishes to be very realistic. So you're not as Piscean as you normally are. You're a little bit off of your normal energy, but I like this energy. It's much more tangible outcomes. So this could actually generate a result. So all of this creative energy, when we've got Mercury and the Sun in Scorpio, this is about highly intuitive, creative energy flowing in your mind. This is about thinking. This is about, it's about getting really excited about the way that you move forward. This is about great conversations, new ideas. This is about breaking free of the energies that kind of block you and so, that have been holding you back. And I think the reason why you felt that holding back is because there's been so many reality checks. So if I were to take a look at just the energetic side of your reading, change is imminent. And this is going to happen internally. This is going to happen in the mind. So we had a bunch of reality checks that made you a little bit not as Piscean as I normally would say that you are. But I think that as you move forward, it's about moving away from the old mindset and starting a completely new way. So if you want to start thinking of a new, innovative way to live your life, then it would be on this new concept that reality has to blend with the dream world. And that can generate that positive outcome. Now you are feeling very enthusiastic and you're feeling like moving forward and you have a childlike enthusiasm and you're very hopeful and the dream world is starting to come back to you. You're starting to feel like it can work. where I think you can get lost in this energy and experience this quincunx, this Jupiter quincunx, it is in the fact that if still some of your coping methods are out of alignment, meaning you have some drug problems or you have some alcohol problems from all of these reality checks. Every time there's a reality check with Piscean energy, it can make you want to escape those reality checks. So if some of you are not in alignment with those reality checks that you had, then I think some of you could experience that need to escape from them. And so you need to align that. You need to get that under control, because that's causing you to hold back. It's blocking your energy and not allowing you to move forward. I think you feel a little vulnerable, and that's okay, because anytime we get reality checks, there is a vulnerability to a certain level, and then we move past those vulnerabilities, and then we can move forward. I want to say that you're feeling like you want an outcome, but that you just don't want to be overly optimistic. And I like that you're very real about the situation. In the past, you were very passionate and easily moved forward, and now you think things through before you move forward. That's that healing Chiron energy. It's flushing all of this out. Look, we had a bunch of reality checks, blah, blah, blah. Everybody did, not just you, everybody. As we move forward with our reality checks, and Chiron comes in and heals them. It washes away the pain from the reality checks and replaces us with optimism, hope, dreams, ambition, goals, and moving forward and creating new outcomes. So if we just concentrate on the right energy, we get a blissful future. If we get vulnerable and then we want to escape because we have not learned how to cope adequately, then we're caught in all the quincunx and square energy, and I hope that's not where you are. But anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event.